This is my video for the problems 1 and 2 for this week's video quiz. To explain why a red trapezoid is equal to 1/2 is because if you take the whole unit and there's 2 of them, so 1/2 is red and the other half is red. That's 1. And then to explain why the green triangles are worth a 6 pieces equal the whole. And then the other parts of the pattern blocks I'm going to use are the thirds, and the blue ones represent the thirds because 3 of them equal the whole, so they're each 1/3. Okay. Now to represent the problem is 1/2 plus 1/6 equals. And to solve this problem, you have to find the common denominator, the lowest common denominator of both. So you can exchange the 1/2 for 3/6, which is the same because it's equal. And 3/6 plus 1/6 equals 4/6. And to simplify that down to the lowest equivalent fraction, you could say that 4/6 is equivalent to 2/3 because this fits, the 4/6 fit equally on the 2/3. So the answer, simplified, is 2/3. For problem 2, problem is 2/3 minus 1/2 So again, these are the thirds, so you're going to use 2 out of the 3, and then 1/2 minus 1/2. If you find the common denominator of the both, this would be 4/6 and 1/2 is the same as 3/6. They're backwards. Like that. So 4/6 minus 3/6, and that gives you the same denominator, and then you can just subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1, so that leaves you 1/6. So you take 4 and then minus, so you take the 4/6 and you minus 3/6, and you get 1/6. Now for the algebra part of it. For problem 1, 1/2 plus 1/6. You will use the formula A times D over B times D plus C times B and D times B. And so basically what you're doing is you're taking 1 times 6 and 2 times 6, which equals 6/12. And then you're taking 2 times 1 and 6 times 2, which is 6/12, or 2/12, excuse me. And that equals 8/12. And if you divide both of those numbers by 4, because it becomes 2/3. And then for the second problem, 2/3 minus 1/2, using the same formula, it becomes 4/6 minus 3/6 equals 1/6. I prefer doing the algebra. I'm just more comfortable with it. But for younger students using the pattern blocks, it's an easy way for them to visualize it and see if when they've made a mistake in their equations. For older children or older grades that are able to do multiplication, then pattern blocks are still a good way for them to correct or check their work, but then they can just practice their multiplication. So there's benefits to both ways, but I think that I prefer doing the algebra because I like to do the math part, but the manipulatives are better for younger students who aren't familiar with multiplication, and they can visualize seeing how they break down the problem.